intersection of good drinks, good music, and good times. This is Hops and Spirits Bar Conversations.
Welcome into another episode of the Bar Conversations podcast. And before we get into it, don't forget to check out our bourbon and country music group on Facebook. You get all sorts of fun things. You get to see the episodes and more. Check that out, and also follow us on all social media at Hop Spirits. But we got a fun group today. We got all three of the brothers from the Flat River Band. Let's welcome in Chad, Andy, and Dennijo.
Good to be here, Jonathan. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm glad to see y'all. And I want to always try to say last names, but I figured I'd just let you all do it. So, how do you pronounce that last name?
That's a smart guy. It's Sitze. We've been called Sitze, and then some other few choice words. It's Sitze. Sitze. Yep.
Okay, there we go. I think I can handle that. I hope so. Anyway.
Well, it's spelled really crazy. Sitze. So, yeah, it's a crazy last name.
As I introduced y'all, we have a Chad, we have an Andy, and then we have a Dennijo. What happened there, Dennijo?
That's a great question. The last time I was on your show, I ended up doing the show by myself. There might be a good reason for that. But, yeah, man, it's been a crazy week for us. Starting out a week on a Monday, we're actually we spent most of the day trying to load the bus up and get ready to go, and we had a little bus malfunction. And so we spent half the day trying to make sure it was ready, and couldn't find out it's not. So we had to go to Plan B. So we're in a trailer in a Suburban this weekend instead of taking the bus. So we're getting ready to head out from Nashville to Grand Junction, Colorado.
There you go.
Headed out to Colorado in the morning, and we'll go out there and play at Grand Junction on Thursday night.
Yeah. See, we're having to finish each other's words. As you can tell, it's been one of those days. He pauses, and the next guy says, tomorrow morning. We're leaving. So, yeah, it's been a crazy day, man.
Yeah, so we go to Grand Junction, then to
Fort Collins.
See?
Gotcha.
Fort Collins, Colorado, and then we do a TV show out there while we're out there as well. So,
yeah, you guys are going to be busy.
Yeah. I'm just glad it happened now, though, before we get on the road. So there's always great ways to look at things in life, right? So
exactly.
It's kind of funny. I was looking through my feed this morning, laying in bed, and I noticed there's a band in Texas that had been sitting on the side of the road because their bus broke down for 22 hours. And I thought, I know what that feels like. That's not good.
Yeah.
Hope this ain't a sign. Then I flipped through the next thing. It said Diamond Rio. What's the bass player? Dana mentioned from Diamond Rio. He mentioned been sitting on the road down in Alabama for 16 hours. The bus broke down. I thought, oh boy, this is a sign. I'm probably not going to take the bus this weekend. So.
Well, that might be a smart thing. We had the guys from Lakeview on here recently, and they shared a story on their social media about being out in Arizona trying to get to Phoenix for a show, and they broke down. The tow truck got there, it broke down. So when they finally got towed to the dealer, or, in the town near the border, they got a U-Haul. Well, along with the U-Haul, you look a little suspicious if you got three guys in the back near the Mexican border. So, they got stopped. They had a good story.
Yeah, it's like, the stories are never ending when you're out there. You never know. You got to be prepared. You never know what's going to happen.
Well, I'm guessing since you all are traveling tomorrow, you're probably going to behave yourselves tonight. Because I always like to ask this, what's your go-to drink? What you drinking tonight? I'm guessing you all are behaving or no?
Yes, most definitely. I like, he's drinking water. I typically have a little nightcap, do a little Macallan 12 year, something like that.
I like
with
it.
a cigar, and I've cut back on my cigar intake too, so and I've kind
New year, new you?
What's that?
New year, new you? Is that what's happening?
No, I'm just smoking.
Gives him gas. He gets gas.
No, when you smoke six or seven cigars a day, it wears on the vocal cords a little bit. So reality set in with me, honestly. And I could tell it in my voice, and I thought, you know what, I need to slow down. So I'm trying to slow my roll a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm dipping snuff, though. I'm dipping skull fine cut.
So you've learned real well.
Listen, that snuff is way better on my vocal cords than this, 7 cigars, so.
That's right. So I know we got some water. Anything else good tonight?
No, not really.
We have a friend of ours that just made us a batch of homemade wine. We haven't really tapped into, but
maybe we should tap into that for this podcast.
Well, because I know you all grew up in Missouri, I had to go find a Missouri whiskey that I had, and I got some Stolock whiskey. Stolock, they're new.
Oh.
They're up in Union, but it's a Missouri straight whiskey made in the Ozarks. So had to find something for y'all.
Yeah. Well, shoot, have an extra shot for us. You're allowed to wake up with a headache in the morning, though.
I'll do my best. I'll do my best. Now, obviously seeing the three of you together here, it's nice to have all three. I think last time family got had some things going on with family and so forth. But obviously just seeing how you all interact, you guys like to have a little fun. How much trouble did y'all get in growing up? None, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Where do you start at? It seemed like we've talked about this before several times, honestly. Chad and I went to college together, so we're like 11 and a half months apart. Andy's about 5 years younger than me. So
we got in trouble all the
We drug Andy into it. We kind of drug, as a little kid, he was drug into a lot of our shenanigans, I guess you could say. Yeah, we were in trouble quite a bit growing up. We stayed in trouble.
We skipped a lot of school.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of school skipping.
Because we lived out in the country. We lived in the country. It was really easy. It wasn't like we lived in a town, in a big city or something. We lived out on a country road, so we knew when the bus would go by. All we had to do is go hide in the woods, wait for the bus to go by, and you knew you were home free.
I was gonna say, do you have it like a good? Also, I think I saw where you guys were talking on social media and stuff, and you'd always, one of y'all would take things maybe a little too far. You'd lead Andy up to the line, and then he might go a little too far past it.
Yeah, we were talking about that actually before we got on this podcast here tonight. Before we got on the show, we were talking about Chad. I think Chad, you bring Dennijo, I think, up to the fence, and Dennijo would jump 10 feet over, I believe, is what I said. So Dennijo likes to ride a fence every now and then, and just to be barbed wire sometimes. You know what I mean? It's the way it is.
I tend to jump over the line. You establish a line there for me, and I tend to jump across it for some reason. I don't know why. It's just like probably tendency of being a middle brother.
Yeah,
I guess.
And Chad, you were just the wise one. You knew when to stop and avoid things.
That's right.
That's funny.
That's
so
hilarious.
Right. That's real funny. We grew up in a family band. We played gospel music. Okay, we grew up playing gospel music in a family band. I think I may have shared some of that with you last time I did it. Was on your show. I remember, I was 15 years old. Chad took me out. He just turned 16, and we went running around southeast Missouri, hitting some parties. We were our family's van. We had a family van. We had a van that we traveled. It was like a conversion van. It had those comfy seats in it. Maybe like a high top. Looked like one of those pedo rigs you drive down the road in. Like the van underneath the bridge. One of those jobs. So anyways, we pulled a trailer that said Variety Gospel on it, on the back of the trailer. But I remember Chad and I going out one night, and we were probably on some of that Ozark stuff you were making tonight. And, I don't know why, but I was always attracted to cigarettes. That was kind of an attraction to me. I wanted to always have cigarettes. And my granddad smoked. I know that. And I used to steal cigarettes. He smoked Pyramids and Luckies. And he'd always buy the cartons. He'd buy 2 or 3 cartons at a time. So it was real easy to slip in there and steal 2 or 3 packs of cigarettes from Grandpa's stash. And I remember that night we were out, and I don't know what had happened. I guess we let the devil out of the bottle. I don't know, but I was smoking a cigarette sitting in the passenger seat, and the wind blew, and I burned a hole right in the middle of that fancy plush seat. And it's a perfect cigarette hole, you know what I mean? It's a perfectly round cigarette hole. And like, you couldn't deny what would happen. It was obvious. It was you know what I mean? So.
What did you end up saying to Mom and Dad about that? I don't even know.
Oh, we got home, and me and Chad went directly to the basement. At the time, we had a bedroom in the basement.
Right.
And Mom came down and said, "I just wanted to kiss you boys goodnight." And we were like, "Yeah, something's ringing up with this. Something's not right." Something's not right with this. So she took us. She said, she got down in my face. She said, "How much you had to drink?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't remember what exactly I said." She was, "Get up and get your clothes on." She ended up taking me to the police station. There in front of
do a breath.
Yeah, to have me blow on her. She did.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. She had me a blow, and
Raising Cain.
I definitely blew drunk. That's a fact. And Chad sucked on a penny. On a copper penny.
Either a penny or a nickel. What
It was a penny. I'd always
It's
heard
hard
that.
to tell what they
we were
sucked on.
I had always heard that if you suck on a copper penny, you could avoid,
Blowing positive on one of those tests.
So here I was sucking on a roll of these freaking pennies. Well, Mom took him because I knew she called if she got in there, the police station. She called
After
back.
I blew
She
positive.
said, "I'm coming to get you."
He's sucking on a roll of pennies like it's a lollipop or something.
Well, I mean, we lived
He got off too. He didn't blow drunk.
we lived 10 miles outside of town. So
he had the time on his side.
yeah,
Yeah. So that was
one little event.
Yeah, I was 15 when that happened. So I kind of started out a little young. I mean, my parents really didn't. I deserved every spanking and every bit of trouble that I got into. It was it needed to be done.
It was measured well.
It needed to be done. Matter of fact, I probably should have got more. I got by with way more than what I probably should have.
Well, we won't share too much, statute of limitations and all. Don't want to get you in any more trouble.
Yeah. Luckily, time has passed. Enough time has passed, so I'm not worried about it. But we did like I started at an early age.
Now, obviously, you guys are together tonight. Like you said, you're getting ready to head out on do a couple shows this weekend. I think you got some more dates coming up later. What's it like working together? I mean, sometimes family can be tough working together, but what's it like for y'all?
Oh man, there's some fun times. There's crazy times. There's I don't know. It's great, man. I feel blessed. I do feel blessed. I think I'll say for both of them. I hope that they feel blessed.
I don't need you to speak for me. I don't need you. No, he's right. I wouldn't want to do it any other way. I look at a lot of bands out there traveling and solo artists and bands both alike. I couldn't imagine having to travel with a bunch of strangers that you don't know as well as much as we know each other. You know what I mean? We know where each other's buttons are, and we intentionally try to push them.
They get pushed. Yeah, there's a big difference. So I would say, and you know what? We always tell people this. We definitely admire other in single artists because of that.
Being out there by yourself,
and being able to rely on each other, it's definitely helpful for sure, without a doubt. So there's ups and
you guys,
brothers.
Well, yeah, because like Dennijo said, you know where to push buttons. So if you're having one of those days and you want to push a button, you never know what'll happen.
Yeah. It's like this here, all day long.
Now, did you all have a choice of getting into music? I mean, I know you guys were in the family band. Was there ever a chance you weren't going to be in music, or was it just ingrained in you and it stuck with you?
I think it was kind of ingrained in us, really.
we didn't necessarily have a choice. We grew up in it, and that's something we started doing at a very young age because we wanted to do it. We really wanted to when we were younger, and it's just something like we've never we've never shied away from it. It's something that we've always done, and it's like that's where home's at. That's just, you know what I mean? If that makes sense, that's kind of where home is for us, is playing music together. So it just kind of works out.
Now, did you ever think about doing it separately at any point, or was it always, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it together?
I mean, I've thought about it about every day, you know, and I still think about it, you know. But you know, and then at the end of the day, then I pray about it, and then I'm with them again.
I'll answer for them. No, not really.
Not really, man. No.
I couldn't imagine. I wouldn't want to do this by myself.
Yeah. When I first moved to town, I guess it'd be
Several years ago.
over 20 years ago. I moved to Middle Tennessee, and we were still playing with our family band, and at that time our grandparents had passed away. We were still playing with Mom and Dad, and we were talking about just possibly playing down in on the weekends, just weekend stuff, and we landed a spot. I guess we was playing there, Alabama Grill. Was playing there, and then we played at that Nashville Palace. We played that every Saturday, and that was just on the weekends. And they would drive down from Southeast Missouri. But no, we've always,
I wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Any other way, honestly, I wouldn't.
Now, like I said, like I asked before, you're together. When did it? But you were with the family band. When did it kind of morph into just the three of y'all doing your thing? Because obviously that's a change from the family band.
Chad, we quit doing shows with our family. I guess about 16, 17 years ago, something like that. Chad moved to Nashville. We had a bus. We had an old 69 MCI at that time. Chad moved it down here and was living in that bus, trying to write songs and make it go in the country world after our family kind of stopped playing as much. And Chad did a couple songwriter things or something and invited us to come down here to play with him. We just kind of knew, it just kind of rolled into that, if that makes sense. It rolled into us doing a trio, doing the old...
Trying to bring three-part harmony back to country music,
Well, and you're doing it well. And did y'all really? I think I asked Denny Joe this back last time we talked, but y'all learned to harmonize to the Gatlin Brothers, right?
Yeah, all the gold in California.
Yeah, that was my mom and the Gatlin Brothers, along with obviously the Oaks. They when we were playing music when we were little, they'd have either the Gatlin Brothers or the Oaks in their cassette player, and that's how we would learn to sing harmony.
It's actually on an 8-track, if you want to know the truth.
You might be dating yourselves a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, my dad had a infatuation with older cars too, so.
Oh, there you go.
Thunderbird had an 8-track player in it.
And then how cool was it to cut their song "I Just Wish You Were Someone I Love" and then to get them not only on the track, but in the video too.
Oh man, it was so cool. It's like a bucket list thing, you know what I mean? We went back to the original studio that they originally cut that in, and it was still, believe it or not, it was still standing. That was like in what year was it? Was that 76?
76 they recorded.
They originally recorded that song in 76.
I want to say it was 77.
Was it? Okay. Either or, they cut it. It was been a long time ago, and that we cut it in the same studio. The guy that owned the studio
was there.
Was there.
The guy that owned the studio
back in the 70s.
He come back in the studio that day with Larry, Steve, and Rudy, and the Flight River band.
Yeah, it was so cool, man. It was like it was cool.
It was definitely a full circle experience getting to be with those three knucklehead brothers.
Three knucklehead. There were 6 knucklehead brothers.
We have a lot in common.
That's what I was gonna say. Was that like foreshadowing where your life's headed down the road?
I hope we had the run that they had. They've had a great run at it, so I hope so.
And obviously you guys grew up on the Gatlin Brothers. things that your parents played in the car. What music did y'all though enjoy growing up on and made an impact on you?
Eagles, Alabama.
Yeah, the Eagles, Alabama.
Newgrass Revival.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you ever listen to any of that stuff, Jonathan? Any of the Newgrass?
A few of those. Not Newgrass Revival though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was a big fan of John Cowan. I love to hear him sing. He was real progressive bluegrass. But the harmonies of the Gatlin Brothers, Eagles, Alabama, anything with 3-part harmony in it, we pretty much.
Whether it was old or new, we were on it. You know.
Even though some of the older stuff like the Doobie Brothers, you know, all that stuff.
Now, I remember the story, but for those that are, didn't see our first episode together with Diddy Joe, the name Flat River Band, I can't believe you didn't want to go with the Sites Brothers. I mean, what could go wrong there?
Yeah, really.
Well, I'll tell you what could go wrong here. One incident was we were playing at a little church in southeast Missouri, and we pulled up with our family band, and some kid or something was messing with the marquee, and it said, "Welcome to Shit's family." That's one reason.
Good reason to change your name.
So our dad had a barbershop in Flat River, Missouri for about 30 years. And we thought, and we grew up there in the summertime, and we thought, well, let's just take that name, and run with it. So
The town changed their name to Park Hills. The city of Flat River changed their name to the city of Park Hills. So we adopted the name and just went on down the road with it.
Well, it seems to fit y'all pretty well, and now as you guys are getting older and into music, are your kids following in your footstep, or are they saying no, hell no?
Yeah.
No.
They didn't have the privilege of traveling with their siblings and stuff growing up in it. So, and I think seeing it's not an easy road. And I wouldn't actually wish that on my kids. I love doing what I do, and I'll do it probably until the day I die, unless God tells me something differently. But I don't ever see my kids going down that road. I don't. How about you guys? I don't think y'all do either, do you?
Probably not.
I mean, I'm on my second and final marriage. You know what I mean? It's taken me to get a wife that support me, that stands behind me. Gosh, it's a tough road to hoe.
That's funny because I am too. I'm on my second final.
I am on my first and hopefully the final.
So you learned from them, right? What not to do?
Yes, I hope that's the case.
He's learned that he's got to be submissive. He's pretty good at it, being submissive.
Hey,
Impact, I think, is the name of it.
Oh, I love it. I almost don't know where to go after that. But
we like to speak truth. We like to speak truth. I mean,
there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Sometimes it definitely could be offensive sometimes, but
Oh boy,
we like to speak truth.
And I'm guessing that never happened when you guys were doing, because I know your family had some residencies at the Silver Dollar City in Branson, Dollywood. Am I correct, Denny Joe, that you said you guys got in a fight one time, smacked one another, and then had to go up on stage with a big old red mark on your face?
That's a fact.
That is a fact. Yeah.
That's Andy. We used to call Andy Snapdragon because he had no snap in his
That's right.
Yeah, that was the case. That was the case that they thought.
The green room on that stage was only like a little 5x5 room, or maybe an 8x8. It was a small green room, and you imagine 5 grown people in that room. It was all like bare knuckle MMA match, and throw a couple parents in there. You can only imagine. It was wild.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm guessing if you can survive that, you guys can survive any type of performance, right?
Well, I like to think so. Of course, we like talk. Each one of us, we bring these little remembrance stories back up, that's a kind of a button push. You know what I mean? It's those buttons that we push on each other. We really like to do it off the cuff because then we don't know where that, sometimes what the other person's going to respond.
Little memory nuggets.
Little memory nuggets. Uh-huh.
I love it. What impact though did doing stuff like that, getting to perform like you did at Silver Dollar City, Dollywood? What did that impact have on y'all?
Well, we learned which roller coasters were the best because we spent most of our childhood when most people are going to classes doing that sort of thing. In between shows, we were riding roller coasters and chasing cloggers.
Yeah, chasing cloggers.
Chasing cloggers and riding roller coasters.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yep.
It was a unique experience. You know what I mean?
We missed, I think, our first show, one of our first show at Dollywood, we missed our show because we were on a roller coaster. We were late for the show because we were on a roller coaster.
We were riding a roller coaster.
Oh, boy.
So I'm guessing that taught you punctuality and things like that, right?
Yeah, it did. It taught us punctuality.
For sure.
For sure.
And I'm guessing too, you probably got a love for performing out of all that because you got to do it, and and now it's probably something you just can't give up.
That's right.
Yeah, it's like a drug.
Yeah.
Or crack.
Yeah, what were we doing? We were doing what? What were we doing? 4
and 5 half-hour shows a day.
Yeah.
It was kind of, that's interesting, thinking about that because it's like when we moved to Nashville, we were playing a lot with our family band. We stopped playing, but the year before, we were talking to some people in the industry, and they're like, "Yeah, you just gotta pay your dues, you gotta pay your dues." And it's funny, we got to figuring up how many shows we played the year before we move to Nashville, and it's like, playing 4 and 5 half-hour shows a day, and doing that, 3 or 4 days a week. It's a lot of shows. It's a lot of dues being paid, and for that just to be kind of like, I don't know, it didn't set well with me. Coming down here, coming to Nashville, and someone tell me I had to pay my dues. And don't get me wrong, I really feel like that I always try to be better today than I was yesterday, and I always have room to grow in my musicianship and my skills, my gifts that God's given me. But it didn't set real well with me, honestly. To first thing out of a mouth of a record label exec is for him to say, "Yeah, well, you got to pay your dues. you got some dues to pay." I'm like, man.
Well, yeah, like you said, you guys have been playing all your life. You knew the grind, but even doing that, you talk about it with your kids, probably not wanting them to really get into the industry. What's the journey been like for y'all? Because now, people see you having success, but obviously, it takes time to build up everything, and there's a lot of hardships that go along with it.
There is, I think, and it's a lifestyle, and it's a lifestyle choice. It's different than anything else that I've tried doing in my life.
Yeah, it's definitely a lifestyle.
And having someone, I guess having someone like our wives that support you 100% in your dream and your vision to do this, and understand that's your lifestyle. That's just the way it is going to be. You're going to do that. That's a big deal. It's a real big deal because it's not normal. Nothing about it is normal. The lifestyle of doing what we do is not normal. Most people can't get it or understand it.
But we enjoy doing it.
We enjoy, yeah.
So we keep doing it.
Yeah.
We'll always do it. I figure I'll be in a little rascal. Or I'll be in a little rascal rolling around a nursing home somewhere looking for a Chad or Andy's room. Telling them, "Hey, we got to change the key. I can't hit this note anymore."
You'll just have to keep reinventing yourselves, but it's cool to see that and to see where you guys have been able to go, and for y'all, like when you're writing songs, figuring out songs, what's it like for the three of you to figure out that process, because obviously, you can push each other's buttons, but at the end of the day, you're doing some things pretty well. So whatever formula you've got, doing okay.
Actually, thank you. I love that portion of it. I love
I think all three of us do. We love just creating that
new music, bringing something new to the table, because each one of us have our own. We bring something different to the table, and on those songs that we think, when we all three are one mind, one accord, and say, this is a song, we're going to be able to make some impact with the song. And everybody brings everything that they have, their gift set and their skill set to the table to record and just to learn it, prepare it for a live performance. Yeah, it's something special, for sure.
And no disagreements along the way, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's always disagreements.
There's
always disagreement, but I think through that, even through that process, it's like cool working through those disagreements to try to figure out trying to figure out how to get the best product
for that song.
And when you guys are crafting those songs, do each of you kind of write different bits, or one of you writes the song?
Sometimes
for this one, and how does that work? Because I'm always curious, especially when you got three different people bringing in the creative juices. Each one can do something different.
They live a little closer to each other than I do, so they tend to start writing on a song. Then I'll come in and I'll add the word and then hopefully I'll get a third for a word. You know what I mean?
A word for a third.
A word for a third. That's it. No, they do live closer, so they end up starting. You guys tend to start some songs before I can get
Chad does. Chad does more songwriting than Andy and I. But we try to write as much as we can. We try to write together as much as we can.
Somebody has an idea, and as long as they're willing to move a little bit,
willingness to move,
move a little bit.
Is seriously important. It is an important key.
You gotta move. You gotta be willing to move a little bit. And
a little give. It's a give and take.
Give and take.
Chad sometimes struggles with that. But
I was going to say, he was just doing this, pointing at you two.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we saw that.
Yep. But usually we'll somebody has an idea, and then everybody usually just chimes in there.
And is it, when you're writing these songs, is it usually off of experience, just something that catches you that you are able to create a story about? How does it work for you all when you actually do the writing? Where is that coming from, that spark?
Well, I mean, personally, I believe that all good gifts come from above, and I'm not one of these guys that, like down on Music Row, they'll sit and write 3 or 4 sessions in a day. I just, it's more experience.
Most of our stuff comes from life experience, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and a new song y'all are releasing, and I think it'll drop by the time this airs, is Home Sweet Home. Can you talk a little bit about it?
Yeah. Basically,
we were thinking about giving you a course of it.
Yeah. But it's kind of, I wrote that basically in convincing my second wife that no matter where I'm at, she's in my heart.
It's a second wife song.
Yeah, it's one of those second wife songs.
Yeah, you're going to need like a few more of those to hear the first wife song. It's like, yeah, we'll get into that. Go ahead, sorry, Jeff.
So when we come together, to put a collection of songs together, we try to put at least one love song.
You got.
We try to put at least one love song. I guess this would.
Everybody likes a good love song.
Yeah. They do.
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
So we put this one. Actually, we got 2 actual love songs on this collection that we've done, and
we went overboard.
Yeah.
Just full love.
You were feeling the love. You were in a good mood, apparently.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Jonathan, would you like to hear a course of that?
Absolutely. If you guys are willing.
Oh yeah.
Always.
Because I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Make sure you can get it in the right key. in my heart, you're in my soul. You're on my mind, girl, don't you know? Any highway, any street, any place beneath my feet. No, not alone. I'm home sweet home. No, I'm not alone. I'm home sweet home.
We put
I love it.
We put you to sleep.
your screen hung up with your eyes closed, and I thought, we put him to sleep.
Put him to sleep.
You did not put me to sleep. I swear. I am here. Technology makes fun things happen, but I love that. It's
You're
such
drunk,
a
aren't
good song. Huh?
You're drunk, aren't you?
No, not this time. Now, do either of you two have a love song that you've written for your wives?
Yeah, I wrote a love song for my wife.
I have
Has it been recorded?
No, it hasn't been recorded. But it hasn't.
So what's going on there?
I feel like I'm in therapy.
I'm glad we're getting this therapy session going here. I needed this. I needed to talk. I need to get this out. I think the main reason why we haven't done the song that I wrote for my wife is because Chad and Andy are struggling with the harmony parts.
Oh my God.
Andy scratches his head on that one.
Oh my God.
No, I'm just,
We'll just leave it there. Leave it there.
probably good idea.
Now, you guys have had some other cool songs that you've been able to put out. You a Christmas song with oh my goodness,
Jeannie Seeley. Jeannie Seeley.
How cool was that?
That was pretty awesome, man. I think she's
She's a sweetheart.
how many thousands of times has she played the Opry? She's a
I don't know.
long time Opry member.
She is a
It
sweetheart.
was a bucket
though,
list
man.
thing too to get to spend time with her in the studio and record that Christmas song.
Yeah.
Such a special song. And the song meant a lot to her too. She kind
Yeah.
of find out after sitting down with her and hearing the backstory of that song. It kind of hit home with her. So it was cool to get to do that song with her.
For sure.
And then, I know last year you also put out Wings of a White Dove, and that also had some good airplay as well. And just how much, like that song, I think it was in May, kind of around mental health, is that right?
Yeah. That was a great song.
It was a great video.
It was a killer video, and you would love to
Killer.
see.
The original.
I wish they could have showed you the original one, but there's some things that happened, and apparently, what are they called in Meta Facebook? Guidelines?
Yeah.
Community guidelines.
Community guidelines. The video did not meet the community guidelines. Had a guy smoking in the video, and the wife struck him with a frying pan. And it didn't meet the community guidelines, so unfortunately we had to go back and edit the dog crap out of that video and so the original video was awesome, I'll say that.
Maybe one of these days on a DVD.
An uncut version of it. Maybe we wouldn't get canceled or get our channel taken down or something
Yeah.
by having.
Who knew you guys were so controversial?
I know, right? It's weird. But no, that's a great song, and it's a great video, the original version of the video.
Yeah, the steel guitar on that song is, oh wow, it's just epic. We was in the studio with Scotty Sanders and the steel player here in town, and man, he just knocked it out of the park.
He did. Trey Corley produced that cut. He's the band leader on the Huckabee show. I don't know if you ever watch Mike Huckabee or not, but he put a nice twist on that song, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. It's almost got a like fake modulation in it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
Well, and you touched on this. You guys have been working on several songs. So what's coming our way that you're allowed to say and not get anyone in trouble?
I like to say stuff that gets people in trouble. So let me think here. No, we do. We're working on a couple tunes. We're going to try out this week actually on a couple of our live performances. We're out in Colorado this weekend. We're going to try out a couple new songs. An old Oakers Boys song.
Yeah, we'll do that. And then when we first moved to town, we've sat down with multiple labels, and they would pitch us these songs all the time, and that just really wasn't us. You know what I mean? They pitch us, all kinds of stuff, and it was just kind of
great songs, but they
just didn't fit us.
We'll take a song sometimes to kind of give you an idea. We'll take a song and we'll split up the lead parts in it. So 2 of the lines in the verse, Andy might be singing lead on. Then it might switch to Chad, then to me, and when that person's singing lead, the other person will sing harmony. So it changes. It's a different
dynamic.
Dynamic. I was going to say dichotomy, but it's a different. It's a completely different dynamic and different sound that happens, and it helps too because we are brothers, and so it's like a genetic harmony thing that's going on. You know what I mean? So it takes a special song to kind of work for us, if that makes sense. You can't just we could sing the phone book, but it's not going to be the same. You know what I mean?
Right.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And now is it going to be an EP, an album, or you'll see where it all ends up?
I would like to think the next thing that we do will be at least 5 songs. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah,
Probably
so.
an EP. Probably an EP.
It seems like it's going to EPs a lot, you know. So
I was going to say, since you guys started in all this, a lot has changed in the business, and singles and EPs are the thing, and albums are much harder to come by.
Records are coming out now.
that's
Records
true.
are
Vinyl.
Vinyl are the new. That's the new it. The way I understand it.
I was going to say, I think vinyl outsold CDs and everything last couple of years. So yeah.
We recut a song that Chad wrote called "The Ring." It was originally called "The Deep Muddy River," and we recorded it with an orchestra, which is super. We haven't released it yet. Which I don't know if we're going to actually release that digitally. We're thinking about taking that song with the last 4 other songs, 5 songs, and put it on a record. And so if you want to hear that song with the orchestra in it,
It's a limited.
you got to
press.
buy the record. You know what I mean? Maybe encourage some record sales.
Hey, I like it. Hey, you guys have to make a living. It is A-okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're trying.
Well, and I remember last time we chatted too with Denny and Joe. And I think this is so true when you hear like "Home Sweet Home," all the songs you put out. It's got that front porch picking, singing harmony with family, kind of harkening back to those days when that was normal. Like you'd see that at a lot of places. How important is that to y'all to have that and bring that back and keep that around?
Yeah, I would say it's a big part of who we are. You know what I mean? Even though, like Dennijo said, that special song, it does take like for us the way we switch our lead up, and I think that just comes out on who we are because it is who we are. You know what I mean?
It is a part of us. That front
it's a
porch.
part of us, and you're going to get some of that in just about whatever we do.
No matter what we do, you're always going to hear some front porch in it.
Yeah, for sure. I'd say it's very important. Very important. It was a big deal to us. That's how we grew up, is picking bluegrass music. You know what I mean? On the front porch, So it's a big deal to us. Sure.
Well, it's cool to see you guys keeping that going, and like I said, you're doing it very well. I always like to, as we get closer to the end of the conversation, ask this one. I'm going to put you guys on the spot. Whether it's your song or someone else's song, what's one of your favorite ones to perform?
I was fixing to say that the screen locked up, and then he spoke.
I like performing live at Wings of a White Dove.
Yeah, that's a cool one. Yeah.
I like that because of that modulation's in it. Here lately, that or we also do a song that I wrote called Wings of a Ringer. I like the
That's
story.
a good one. We started doing an Eagles medley that I have just been really, really loving, and it's fun. It is a fun.
We took 5 Eagles songs. Right? Is it 5 or 4?
Five.
I think. Yeah.
And we do like a verse and chorus of each and kind of run them all in together as one song.
Oh, it's so fun. It's a fun thing, man.
And so we'll take our style of harmony and add it to an Eagles, and it's kind of special. Something special happens. Like we'll do 3-part on. We start out with Hotel California, and we do 3-part harmony all through the verses.
Yeah,
Through
it's
the
pretty
verse
cool.
of it, which is unexpected, but then to get it 3-part harmony right in your face, it is unique. It's very special. So I'm right with you, Andy. I'm really enjoying playing to that Eagle medley. It's kind of
You know, no like Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, you know, that way you can get some extra harmonies in there.
No, we don't have nothing like that. I don't think.
No, I don't know any of their songs.
I don't either. I'm a big fan of. I'm such a big fan. I can't even think of his name. He's an actor now on Blue Bloods. The show. Danny.
Wahlberg.
Huh?
Wahlberg. Mark
Yeah,
Lewis
thank
Martin.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wahlberg. I'm a big fan of his. His acting is awesome.
I like it. You know, I feel like this ought to be one of another, when you guys do some more of those, have you ever heard it? What would it sound like? You need to do some NSYNC Backstreet Boys boy band days, you know.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking to guys wearing bib overalls here, okay?
Maybe, but
This is not for show. I didn't put these on just for your show.
You mean that background's not fake behind y'all?
That's real.
That's real. Got a razor and a mower over there.
And we got all these flight cases we got to load in the trailer before we... As soon as we get done with it.
He blushes. His face is red at the word in sync.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he's
that
so
would be
out of
funny.
sync.
That's about like doing one of Taylor Swift songs, you know. So doing it really hardcore, or a Olivia Rodrigo, or one of her songs, doing it really traditional country. We might. Who knows? Who knows?
Well, maybe I planted the seed. Maybe we'll see that one day. Give you enough of this, and maybe it'll happen, right?
I was hoping we'd get into some really conspiracy theories with you tonight, Jonathan.
Oh, God.
And with that, we're done. No, but to wrap up, you know, like I said, you guys are doing some shows this weekend. I think you got some more shows coming up. I'm guessing some more new music along the way. What else can folks expect from you in 2024?
We're playing some music festivals out in Texas this year. Playing a festival down in Georgia this year. And we get back from Colorado, I think we go to Missouri, don't we?
I believe so,
Yeah.
It's good. I'm excited about this year. We're hopefully when we get back from Colorado, we're going to get back in the studio and start recording again. So I think it's going to be a great year for us. I really do.
Well, so far so good. I love Home Sweet Home. Folks need to check it out. It's a great song. It's a sweet song, but it's got a little bit of
It's sweet.
you know, it's got
It's
some
sweet.
oomph to it though. You know, it's not just a pure love song. So I like it.
You're going to play up for your wife tonight, aren't you?
I plead the fifth on that one. But Chad, Andy, Diddy, Joe, this has been a blast. I appreciate y'all coming back on to talk about your life, new music, and thanks for sharing a drink with me.
Hey,
thank
brother.
you,
We appreciate you, Jonathan. Thanks a lot, pal.
Hey, thanks for having us on this time. Dennijo told us the wrong date last time. He wanted to do the show by himself.
Bull crap. I just wanted to have a nice, quiet drink and conversation with you, Jonathan. And you see what happens when you get all three of us.
It was magic. It was magic. That's what I'm going to leave it at.
Thank you, buddy.
We appreciate you, pal.
Find more from Hops and Spirits at hopspirits.com.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.